A famous music artist, Diddy, whose real name is Sean Combs, has recently been involved in a major investigation by federal agents. It started when his house was raided by the FBI and Homeland Security. Many people are wondering what they could have found to cause such a big investigation. When a house is raided like this, it usually means there is serious trouble. The things the FBI found were shocking, and people across the country are talking about it. What did the FBI find in Diddy's house? After the raid on Diddy's house, investigators discovered a lot of surprising and disturbing items. There were over 1,000 bottles of personal lubricant, firearms, and electronic devices. Some of the devices contained videos and images from Diddy's notorious parties, which many believe were much more sinister than just celebrity gatherings. These items have left many people terrified and questioning what really happens behind closed doors in the music industry. The federal raid and investigation. In March of this year, several properties owned by Diddy were raided as part of an ongoing investigation. When this happened, the public had very little information about why it occurred. It left Diddy, along with many others, shocked and confused. Eventually, reports began to surface about the condition of his homes after the raids. It was chaotic, and many people were left with unanswered questions about what the investigation was about. Jaguar Wright, a critic of the music industry, has shared her opinion on what might be going on. She suggested that Diddy could be a fall guy, meaning that he might be taking the blame for something bigger that others are involved in. Wright compared Diddy's situation to that of R. Kelly, another musician who faced serious legal issues recently. According to her, Diddy could be facing similar consequences. She also mentioned that the authorities might have kept the details of this raid a secret from the officers to avoid any leaks. Did Diddy know about the raid? Jaguar Wright believes that even though the FBI tried to keep the raid a secret, Diddy might have been tipped off. Some people think that Diddy may have used secret tunnels in his homes to escape before the authorities arrived. These secret tunnels were rumored to have been built for such purposes. Wright explained that the FBI agents didn't even know they were raiding Diddy's house until they were already inside. She also hinted that Diddy might have connections within law enforcement, which is why it was necessary to keep everything very quiet. Diddy's sinister parties. A lot of the controversy surrounding Diddy involves his parties, which were known as freak-offs. At first, these parties seemed like extravagant events where celebrities and influencers would gather. However, new rumors suggest that something much darker was happening. According to Diddy's former bodyguard, Gene Deal, women who attended these parties were not aware of the dangerous situations they were in. Deal claimed that some people at the parties would mix drugs into the drinks of women without them knowing. Even if the women were careful about what they drank, they were often unaware that these drugs could be slipped into their non-alcoholic drinks like orange or cranberry juice. This way, even the most cautious people could become victims. This revelation has caused widespread concern about what really went on at Diddy's parties and how many people were affected. Legal trouble and alleged cover-ups. While the legal cases against Diddy are ongoing, some people believe that the full truth may never come out. There are rumors that high-profile figures, like Lucian Grange, the CEO of Universal Music Group, were involved, but they have not been named in any legal indictments. Rodney Jones, who brought a lawsuit against Diddy, claimed that Diddy engaged in organized crime and had hidden cameras in his homes. These cameras may have recorded illegal activities involving executives, celebrities, and even politicians. The fact that some powerful people haven't been mentioned in the investigations has raised suspicions. Many are left wondering if there's a cover-up happening to protect certain individuals. The question remains, will the full truth ever be revealed, or are some people being protected from the consequences? Statements from the district attorney. The New York District Attorney's Office has made strong statements against Diddy, accusing him of taking advantage of women and other people for years. They describe his violent behavior, both physically and verbally, towards those who didn't comply with his demands. One disturbing report from 2016 even shows Diddy kicking and dragging a woman in a Los Angeles hotel room. These accusations have added to the public outrage against Diddy. Evidence seized during the raid. When federal agents raided Diddy's homes, they found a large amount of evidence that supports the claims against him. Along with the weapons and lubricants, the authorities also seized electronic devices containing videos and images from his infamous parties. These devices are believed to hold incriminating evidence about what happened at the parties and how multiple victims were involved. Perhaps even more shocking was the discovery of over 1,000 bottles of lubricant and baby oil. The large quantity of these items suggests that these parties were planned and organized in a disturbing way. This supports the idea that the parties were not just random gatherings, but highly premeditated events. The investigation continues. As the investigation into Diddy's activities continues, more and more details are being revealed to the public. It is becoming increasingly clear that Diddy is facing one of the most serious challenges of his career. The amount of evidence that has been gathered against him, along with the numerous allegations from different people, paints a dark and troubling picture of his actions over the years. However, the legal process is far from over, and many people are waiting to see what other information will come out as the investigation progresses. Some people are also wondering if other famous figures, especially those who were close to Diddy, might be named in the investigation. It's possible that more high-profile individuals could be implicated as more details come to light. This case has sparked debates about the music industry as a whole, with many people questioning how deep the corruption and misconduct go. The fallout. What's next? As the legal battle against Diddy continues, many people are expecting more shocking details to emerge. Some are even predicting that more Hollywood figures could be named in connection with the investigation. The public is already speculating about who else might be involved, but those with enough power and influence might still find ways to protect themselves. Diddy's situation is unique because of his strong ties to both the music and entertainment industries. He has formed relationships with some of the biggest names in the business, and these connections could complicate the case for others. The legal process will eventually reveal just how deep Diddy's connections go and who else might be affected. Diddy's mentors and their influence. Diddy's former bodyguard, Gene Deal, believes that Diddy's actions can be linked to the people who mentored him early in his career. These mentors, including Andrew Harrell, Russell Simmons, and Clive Davis, were big names in the music industry and had a lot of influence on Diddy. However, they were also said to be involved in questionable behavior during the peak of their success. Andrew Harrell, who founded Uptown Records where Diddy began his career, was known for being a smart businessman, but he also promoted a culture where certain bad behaviors were overlooked in the name of success. Russell Simmons, who co-founded Def Jam Recordings, helped bring hip-hop into mainstream culture, but has also faced accusations of misconduct. Clive Davis, a legendary music executive, is famous for discovering new talent, but there have been questions about his behind-the-scenes influence on young stars like Diddy. Diddy, being around these powerful figures, may have learned from their behavior. He likely saw how they operated with freedom and confidence, often ignoring the rules. This might have led Diddy to believe that he, too, could act in a similar way without facing consequences. Deal suggests that the way Diddy's mentors behaved not only shaped his professional success, but also blurred his understanding of what was right and wrong as he rose to fame. Legal experts weigh in. Experts have shared their thoughts on Diddy's legal standing. Some believe he could face up to 15 years in prison if convicted on all charges. Legal analysts have pointed out the challenges his defense team will face, especially since the prosecution has multiple pieces of damning evidence, including videos and witness testimonies. The prosecutors might use certain charges to build a stronger case against Diddy, making it harder for the defense to fight each claim. Racketeering charges. One of the most powerful charges against Diddy is racketeering. This charge paints him as the leader of a criminal organization. If the prosecutors prove this, they can introduce evidence from various incidents that show a pattern of criminal behavior. This could include testimony from witnesses and victims who claim that Diddy has been involved in illegal activities for years. The amount of evidence could make it hard for his defense to refute each point. Public response. The public has had mixed reactions to Diddy's legal troubles. Some people are calling for justice and believe that this case could finally bring consequences for Diddy's alleged victims. Others are still waiting to see how the legal process will play out. But it's clear that this case has sparked a lot of outrage and interest across the country.